Just when Queen Camilla thought she had secured her place as one of the most influential figures in the monarchy, Princess Anne made it clear that power within the royal family is not so easily claimed. Reports suggest that Camilla made a bold move to solidify her authority, but Anne was having none of it. What exactly happened behind the grand doors of Buckingham Palace? And why is this alleged power struggle causing tension at the very heart of the monarchy? Let's dive into the unfolding drama. The royal family has weathered its fair share of internal conflicts, but this latest clash between Queen Camilla and Princess Anne has sent shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. Just when it seemed that King Charles had established a firm grip on his reign, a quiet but powerful resistance emerged, one led by none other than his own sister. While Charles may wear the crown, Anne's unwavering commitment to tradition and duty has made her a formidable force, and she was reportedly not about to let Camilla rewrite the rules without a fight. For years, Camilla carefully navigated her way into the heart of the monarchy. Initially met with public skepticism due to her long and controversial relationship with Charles, she gradually earned a level of acceptance. Yet sources claim that her ambitions have extended beyond simply being a supportive royal consort. She wanted real influence. And when Charles ascended the throne, her wish to be recognized as queen consort was granted. But this was where the tension with Anne truly began. To understand Anne's opposition, we must go back to the careful wording used when Camilla married Charles in 2005. At the time, the palace insisted that she would be known as princess consort. Rather than queen, a deliberate attempt to acknowledge the complicated public sentiment surrounding her. However, as the years passed, whispers began circulating that Camilla had no intention of sticking to that arrangement. When Queen Elizabeth II gave her blessing for Camilla to be called queen consort, Anne reportedly saw it as a breach of the original understanding. Unlike many members of the royal family, Anne has never sought popularity or power for its own sake. She has always been a steadfast believer in tradition, protocol, and the core values that define the monarchy. Sources say that she viewed Camilla's upgraded title as more than just a symbolic change. It was a sign that Camilla was positioning herself to exert more influence over royal affairs. And that, Anne was determined to prevent. Anne's resistance reportedly intensified when Camilla began making strategic moves to assert herself in palace operations. Some sources claim that Camilla aimed to take a more hands-on role in key decisions, perhaps even seeking influence over appointments and policies related to the monarchy's public engagements. This was a step too far for Anne, who saw it as an overreach. She believed that the queen consort's role should be one of support, not leadership, and she took swift action to ensure Camilla's influence remained in check. Insiders reveal that Anne leveraged her deep-rooted connections within the royal household to block certain initiatives Camilla was trying to push forward. While Anne does not hold an official leadership position within the monarchy, her reputation as one of the hardest-working and most respected royals gives her considerable sway. She reportedly worked behind the scenes with trusted palace aides and senior officials to ensure that Camilla's plans did not gain traction. This quiet but intense battle wasn't confined to palace meetings. It also played out in more subtle public ways, especially in how the two women presented themselves to the world. Anne has long been known for her no-nonsense approach to royal life. She rewears decades-old outfits, attends hundreds of engagements a year, and prioritizes duty above all else. Camilla, on the other hand, has embraced a more polished and high-profile image, favoring designer fashion and carefully curated public appearances. Some royal insiders claim that Anne viewed this as another example of Camilla prioritizing image over service, a stark contrast to the values Anne has upheld for decades. But the tension between them wasn't just about appearances, it extended to the very core of how the monarchy should operate. Anne believes that every working royal should pull their weight equally, without seeking special privileges. Camilla, while undoubtedly dedicated in her own way, has taken a more selective approach to her royal duties, focusing on fewer but high-profile causes. This, sources claim, became another sticking point between the two women. Anne reportedly felt that Camilla was not carrying her fair share of the workload, and that her role within the monarchy should remain limited rather than expanding. The most dramatic moment in this power struggle, however, came when it was revealed that Anne allegedly took steps to restrict Camilla's access to critical royal information. When a queen consort is expected to be a key figure in the monarchy, she typically has access to state briefings, confidential documents, and high-level discussions about royal and government affairs. However, sources claim that Anne, along with certain senior officials, quietly ensured that Camilla was kept out of these crucial decision-making processes. This wasn't just about denying Camilla paperwork, it was about limiting her influence. Without full access to these high-level affairs, Camilla's role would be more symbolic than substantive. While she would still appear at royal events and fulfill ceremonial duties, her ability to shape decisions from behind the scenes would be severely constrained. Anne's reported reasoning was clear. Camilla had not been born into the royal family, had not been raised in the traditions of monarchy, and had not spent a lifetime preparing for this responsibility. In Anne's eyes, that made her unqualified to wield significant influence. Understandably, this led to significant tension behind palace doors. Reports suggest that Camilla was furious when she discovered she was being left out of important briefings and meetings. She allegedly confronted senior aides and even appealed directly to King Charles, arguing that as queen consort, she had a right to be fully included in royal affairs. Charles, caught between his wife and his sister, was reportedly torn. He had spent decades fighting for Camilla's place in the monarchy, yet he also deeply trusted Anne's judgment when it came to matters of royal duty. A compromise was eventually reached, but not without its complications. While Camilla was granted access to certain briefings, her influence within the inner workings of the monarchy remained carefully managed. Anne continued to ensure that major strategic decisions were handled by those with deep-rooted royal experience, those she believed had the monarchy's best interests at heart. And while Camilla may hold the title of queen, it is clear that Anne remains one of the monarchy's most powerful gatekeepers. The question now is, what does this mean for the future? Will Camilla find a way to strengthen her position, or will Anne's resistance keep her influence in check? And what role will King Charles ultimately play in managing this growing power struggle within his own family? One thing is certain, this is far from over. What do you think? Was Princess Anne right to push back against Camilla's growing influence? Or should Queen Camilla have full access to the responsibilities that come with her title? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our next video for more royal drama.